No sweat. We'll take care of all of this.
From Maplewood Park at Malden Catholic High School in Malden, Mass. This is Lexington Blue Sox baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. Tonight, it's game one of the best of three ICL semifinals between the number 3 seed Lexington Blue Sox with a record of 13-12 and the number 2 seed Andre Chiefs with a record of 18-7. Good evening, everybody. Sam Feely here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story after so many years of, you know, a rite of the end of summer, as it were, with the Chiefs and the Blue Sox meeting six consecutive years in the ICL finals in 7 of 8 between 2009 and 2016. They have now met in the semifinals in 2 of the last 3 years. Blue Sox beat the Chiefs en route to their 16th ICL title 2 years ago. We'll have to go through them again here. Chiefs, the number 2 seed at 18-7, won the regular season series 4-1. The only win for the Blue Sox being in the team's first meeting. That ridiculous 20-3 blowout by the Blue Sox over the Chiefs. Really didn't matter in the grand scheme of things for the rest of the year. You know, the Blue Sox, you know, having a down year by really any team stands, but, you know, for the championship pedigree like the Blue Sox, 13-12. But hey, they've been the 3 seed before. They've had their backs against the wall before in years past. They've been able to scratch and claw their way to ensure they didn't have to play the 4-5 game that the Malden Mad Dogs and Melrose Americans played last night, which the Americans won 6-5 in extra innings to face the Expos in the semis. See, Blue Sox can turn around here. Paul Frisoli on the mound for the Chiefs, delivers strike 1 to Ernie Little at 8:05. We are underway. Blue Sox in the Pete Frates Classics, navy blue with the red letters and numbers and shoulders, and the Chiefs in the maroon with the white letters and numbers 1 and 1 to Ernie Little. Blue Sox second baseman takes inside, ball 2. Teddy Juba behind the plate tonight for the Chiefs. That's on the inside corner. The count is even at 2. Ernie Little, V. Desai, and Jake Elberry, the top 3 hitters in the Blue Sox order, as this is grounded the other way, picked up at second by Miles Reed, and on to first for the first out of the ball game. So routine ground out to second. Here's the first out of the ball game. Here is V. Desai, yanking it down the right field line and too far out in front of it for strike one. Desai getting the start at shortstop. The lefty against the righty, Paul Frisoli. A 1, up and in for ball one to even the count. Frisoli pitched in 3 games in the regular season, was 1-1. It's fouled off for strike 2. With 3.23 ERA and 8 2/3 innings, he allowed 4 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, walked 5, struck out 13, and threw 1 wild pitch. Faced the Blue Sox on July 17th, went 1 inning, a perfect inning with 1 strikeout. 1-2 the count. 2 V. Desai. Outside, evens the count at 2. Give the full batting order for both teams between innings, but 2-2 now to Desai. 3-2. Full count with 1 out, and Elberry due up next. Desai, 323, 462, 484 is slash line. In 12 games, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 4 ribbies. 3-2. Pop foul will do it again. Little was retired as slash line of the season. 328, 378, 388. 2 doubles, 1 triple, 6 ribbies. 3 walks to 13 strikeouts. 6 steals in as many attempts. Full count with 1 out to Desai. Again, the third baseman, Jake Elberry, due up next. Breaking ball called strike 3. Desai didn't think so, but it looked good from here. And they're 2 down. Might have been a little too close to the outside edge for Desai's liking, but alas, 2 up, 2 down, and here is Jake Elberry. A mammoth home run, again, in this park earlier this season, as that is on the inside corner for strike 1. Elberry, seeing him at first and third this season, getting to start third base tonight. And he hits this one into right center field, and camping under it and making the catch one-handed is Nick Valdario. Easy peasy 1-2-3-Z, top of the first for Paul Frisoli and the Andre Chiefs. Half an inning of the books. Blue Sox nothing. Chiefs coming up. Elberry, by the way, in the regular season, slash 296, 367, 741, 1107 OPS, 1 double, 1 triple, 3 homers, 12 ribbies. It's worth noting that at Maplewood this he's played in 4 games and has an OPS of 1051. 1 double, 1 homer, 6 ribbies. Of course, he can rack up a lot of opportunities to play it. You know, Maplewood's small park with 3 teams calling this field their regular home, the Chiefs, the Expos, and the Malden Mad Dogs. Steve Bangs will get the start in game 1 of the semifinals for the Blue Sox. Bangs was the team leader in innings in ERA and wins, 5-1 with a 1.96 ERA, 25 innings, allowed 16 hits, 9 runs, which earned, walked 15, struck out 31, surrendered 2 home runs, hit 2 batters, and threw 5 wild pitches. Bangs was 3rd in the ICL in ERA behind Nick Johnson and Dan Shaw of the Expos. Right behind Bangs is Blue Sox teammate Chris Wannett, Evan Walsh, and Tim Dunphy, the top 2 ERA men for the Chiefs. Bangs this season has ERA in 5 innings allowed 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, 2 home runs, and threw 2 wild pitches. Maplewood this season, 2 games with a .560 ERA and a 1-1 record. So those games against the Chiefs and the games in Maplewood, obviously not a single overlapping circle. Juan Parra grounds the first pitch to second baseman Ernie Little for out number 1. Quick start to bottom of the first. For Steve Bangs, Juan Parra, the ICL batting champ, one of the leading candidates for ICL MVP, alongside Andrew Mazzoni of the Expos, and the 3 and 4 hitters in tonight's Chiefs lineup, sure, Teddy Juba and Andrew Caulfield. Here is Spida, Miles Reed. Fantastic athletic ability on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. He will take strike 1, and as Teddy and I have both observed over the course of this season, tremendous patience at the plate and a real grinder. You know, he will really run up your pitch count if you let him. This one will be chopped again to Little, and on to Sway at first for out number 2. They're wearing out Ernie already. Not to mention the ground out by Little to Reed. So he gets him back there for the second out of the bottom of the first, and here is Thaddeus. Teddy Juba catching tonight. The DH in games, at least we've seen him here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network this season, but tungsten knees O'Doyle, right? I mean, that's the beauty of having guys like both Teddy Juba and Ryan Noon in your line. You can just swap easily. You don't miss a thing offensively or defensively. And Noon's going to be the EH in the lineup tonight for the Chiefs. Teddy ahead in the count, 2-0. I mean, we can have another Teddy Juba game. He did have a on-base percentage of .533. That's actually kind of a down year for him. That'll be in there for a strike. 3-1. I mean, maybe you could call it a down year. Like, does have a career on-base percentage of .509. Full count. So yeah, it's above his average, but for a guy who, you know, puts up an OPS of 1,000 like it's nothing. That you try to send a message to me with that foul ball, Teddy? I'm back here, man. 3-2 again to Teddy, with Caulfield due up next. Busy night for Ernie Little. Busy bottom of the first, anyways. Easy peasy 1-2-3-Z for Steve Bangs and Ernie Little through 1. No score.
I want one drug. Well, who do we know there? Oh, that's right too. Yeah, you can see at Belmont. Yeah, we'll get one.
Before we get to the second inning, we'll give you the full lineups for both teams, full batting orders. Saw Ernie Little at second, V. Desai at short, and Jake Elberry for the Blue Sox in the top of the first. There'll be Julian Alvarez in center, Brian Acosta in left, Eric LeBreau is in right, Josue Feliciano is at first, Andrew Salima is the DH, Joe Augers at EH, And Pat Casserly rounds out the lineup behind the plate. For the Chiefs, it's Juan Parra in right, Miles Reed at second, Teddy Juba behind the plate, Andrew Caulfield at first, Ryan Noon is the EH, John Batista is the DH, Joe Bova is in left, Nate Witkowski is at short, Tyler Ferdinand is at third, and Nick Valdario is in center. We got to change already, Anthony? Or no, just... All right. All right, Julian Alvarez will step to the plate. Only off the top of the second. Again, this is just a best of three semifinals. Game one can be so critical. The Melrose Americans beat the Blue Sox in game one of the semis last year, putting the Blue Sox on their heels early. And they had them on their heels even in the two games the Blue Sox won. Alvarez in center tonight at the old small park. Takes strike one on the inside corner. 0-1. Just high for ball one to even the count. Alvarez, career year, 375, 452, 766 is slash line. Hits this one into left field, and that will get down in front of the left fielder. Knocked down. Alvarez taking a turn at first, and now he's going to scramble back and get there safely as it dropped in front of Bova, and good job by Joe to keep that in front of him, not let him kick all the way to the to his left and towards the gap where Alvarez could potentially have extra bases, but he will settle for the single. Leadoff single here in the top of the second. And here is Brian Acosta, who is squaring before he even comes set, and he pulls back for this high fastball for ball one. So Alvarez with the first base hit of the ball game, first base runner of any persuasion for that matter. 1-0 the count. We'll see if Acosta will square again here. He does. He gets it down the first base line, perfectly placed, and Frisoli will slap the tag on him, unassisted one. Up to second goes Alvarez, and now here's Eric LeBreau. Alvarez with 5 home runs, 18 RBIs, and 10 doubles this season, by the way. So runner in scoring position and one out for Eric LeBreau, getting the start in right field tonight. Frisoli delivers inside for ball one with the fastball, and it got him. It got him. I mean, it doesn't have nicks the jersey. Doesn't have to get you. Doesn't have to get the meat. Just has to get the skin. So first and second, one out. And speaking of bunting, here is Sway, and let's see if. Well, you never know. He's swinging away, and he fouls it off for strike one. We're already one out in the inning. He'd be bunting for a hit in this situation. Sway Feliciano getting the start at first base. Frisoli delivers, and a swing and a miss for strike two. Sway, 364, 455. His slash line, 11 at-bats with 1 double, 1 ribby. Frisoli delivers the 0-2. Up and in for ball one. 1-2 to Sway, and Andrew Salima to follow. Corner infielders in here. Alvarez at second, LeBreau at first. And that hit him. A lot more obvious than the one that got LeBreau, and Sway trying to walk off the pain here and hope he's not too hurt to continue. Rick DeAngelo's coming out to have a word with him, and oh boy, Sway is down to a knee here. He's just looking at Schuer. Oh man, this hurt. It looks like it's hurting a lot more than Farm Wood. Well, try and stay in. I mean, clearly didn't hit him in the foot. Didn't him in. Don't know if it's going to affect his running ability, but if he's not going to be able to field or throw or whatever, or hit further, then we're going to have to see a change. And I mean, Auger's the EH. He's played first base. I mean, Sway's okay to continue to bat, but maybe not field. That's like the easiest swap you can do. Sway and Auger, the first base and EH spot. But Sway is going to stay in. So the base is loaded with one out for Andrew Salima. Quick pitch, breaking ball, up and away for ball one. Fouled off. 1-2 the count to Salima. Sorry for the momentary drop in connection there, folks, but you didn't miss a scoring play at least. Salima behind the count, 1-2. Alvarez at third, LeBreau at second, Feliciano at first. Frisoli comes set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, blew the fastball by him. 2 down, second strikeout, 4 for Frisoli, and it'll be up to Joe Auger. Bases full, Blue Sox. Alvarez leading off the inning with a single. Sacked over to second by Acosta. LeBreau gets hit by a pitch. Feliciano gets hit by a pitch. And then after Salima can't catch up with the fastball, it is ball one to Auger. Outside for ball two, 2-0. Auger 250, 483, 350 on the season with 2 doubles and no RBIs. Foul into the screen, it'll be 2-1. And Salima did not, by the way, play much during the Chiefs. Only been one game, was 0 for 2 in that game this season against the Chiefs. Breaking ball gets in there to even the count at 2. Can Frisoli escape here with the game still scoreless? Two. Down and away, but Juba able to track it down. Looks Alvarez back to third. Full count. Gentlemen, start your engines. Runners will be in motion. So again, it's Alvarez at third, LeBreau at second, and Feliciano at first. 3-2, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Frisoli comes set, and the pitch fouled off. DJ Johnson arriving. Just nice, saw him pass by the camera. Swing and a miss, strike three, another fastball. And Auger well behind it. So the Blue Sox leave the bases loaded. And we're through a buck and a half, still scoreless.
No picheo. Yo te lo dije. Eso me ayuda, ¿no? Es una maña que te lo pongo aquí.
Todd. Joe Augers at first now. All right, so as expected, Joe Auger is going to take over at first base. So for now, Sway's still in the lineup in the extra hitter role. We'll see how he feels his next turn at bat. Swing and a miss, strike one, Andrew Caulfield, the first baseman. Caulfield, another MVP candidate for the Chiefs. 390, 446, 727 his slash line. It's ball one. 11 doubles, 5 homers, 39 ribbies. Auger at first. Yep, got it. 1-2 the count. Caulfield was third in the ICL in hits. In fact, 4 of the top 5 hit getters in the ICL are on this Chiefs roster. He hits this one to center field. In comes Alvarez, and it drops in front of him for a leadoff single. First base runner for the Chiefs. Caulfield 39 RBIs. Next closest was Mazzoni of the Expos with 26. Quite the canyon between first and second in just a 25-game season. But 39 RBIs in a 25-game season, that is impressive. Ball one to Ryan Noon, the extra hitter. Like, it's impressive enough to average an RBI. It's hard enough to average an RBI a game in a Major League Baseball season. Like, you don't see 162 ribbies very often. I mean, Hack Wilson. Wilson with the 191 ribbies that one year? Anyways. Manny Ramirez actually came close to threatening that record his last or second to last year with Cleveland. But anyways, 3-0 to Noon with John Batista due up next. And that'll be on the outside corner for strike one, and Noon will go to work. Noon 345, 435, 448 slash line with 4 doubles, 1 triple, 13 ribbies. Chiefs had 6 players this season with double-figure RBIs. From 3-0 to 3-2 for Noon with Caulfield still at first after the leadoff single. The pitch. Too far inside, and that is ball 4 in his first and second. Nobody out. Close to the inside corner. But Noon takes his base. And here's John Batista. Batista, 267, 417, 422 with 4 doubles, 1 homer, and 9 RBIs with 11 walks. Game 2 against the Expos last year, Batista had 2 homers and 4 RBIs plus a walk. Going for another Batista bomb there, but it is strike one. Caulfield at second, Noon at first. With nobody out here in the bottom of the second, the Chiefs looking to take a lead in game 1 of this best of 3 ICL semifinals. 2-1 is the count now. Sign going in for a moment, and Batista getting settled back in. Banks comes set. The pitch. 3-1. Joe Bova on deck. Pop fouling out of play and another full count. Quite a different inning already than it was in the bottom of the first. Not like the guys that at the top of the top 3 years of the G's were slouches either. This is a broken bat, grounder to short. Desai has it to second for one. On to first. Double play. 6-4-3 double play. I think Little actually handled that barehand and fired it on to first. Big turn there. Caulfield does get to third. But the 6-4-3 double play. Now it's 2 outs in the inning for Joe Bova. And while we have time called here, I'm getting some I think Teddy was calling for some shrapnel from that bat, and Batista getting oof. Yeah, he's not happy. Not really happy with the umpires. Just, I'm not happy with broken bat double play ball in that situation. Understandable to be frustrated with that. It is ball 1 to Joe Bova. And want an appeal down to third, no. 2-0. I think Matt Karras is not happy in particular with that call. 2-0 the count. Bova, 442, 529, 698 his slash line this season. As that will go to the backstop, but with the short backstop and the wooden blocks here, not a advantageous spot for Caulfield to make a break for it, as I always say. So 3 balls though. Bova did this, by the way, in 14 games and 43 at-bats. 3 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, 13 RBIs, 8 walks, and 2 out of 3 stolen base attempts in just 14 games. 3-0. On the inside corner, and the count will be 3-1. So Forsoli was able to escape the bases loaded 1-out jam. Can unscathed. Can Bangs can have a jam here? He went around, says the home plate umpire. The count will be full. Nate Witkowski, the veteran, is on deck if we get that far. Caulfield at third with 2 down. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Steve Bangs. And from first and second, nobody out to Hi, folks. We're going to have to do radio play-by-play for just a minute. This has popped up to the left side and doing a tumble head over heels at third base to haul that pop up to the left side is Tyler Ferdinand for the first out. Sorry, somebody tripped over the the extension cord here that I'm plugged in. I have all my stuff plugged into it. I just got to get the picture back on the camera. I'm sorry, folks, but it is one up, one down here in the third. Yeah, I know, not ideal. There we go. Took a moment. It was, anyways. All right. So Casserly with a pop up to third and a grounder up the middle by Ernie Little for his first hit of the ball game. So here's V. Desai. Struck out looking his first time up. Number of changes for the Blue Sox and that Bruce Hatch relayed to me, and we'll give them to you as soon as we can put it all together. But first, a swing and a miss. Actually, a foul tip rolled, so it's strike one to Desai. Again, 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Throw back to first, and Desai is back safely. Sure I got this right in just a moment, but another throw back to first. So Osway, unfortunately, is out of the game with an injury after getting plunked in his first plate appearance. DJ Johnson is now in his slot in the order, and he is in right field. Give the rest of the shuffle in just a moment. It's on the outside corner for strike two. Joe Auger has gone back to the extra hitter slot. Jake Elberry has moved from third to first, and Eric LeBreau has come in from right to third. That is the new defensive change for the Blue Sox as a result of Sway's injury. Just outside, 1-2. Look close. Teddy's been around this block a few times. He can frame him with the best of them, not just non-base machine. 1-2. Another throw back to first. And back safely is Little. Swing and a miss. Strike three. 2 down. Strikeout number 4 now. 4 for Soli. And here is Jake Elberry. Flew out to center his first time up in the first. No score here in the top of the third. Both pitchers getting out of jams in the second inning. Elberry 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. First pitch to him, up and away for ball 1. Four strikeouts already, 4 for Sully. Bangs getting his first one of the night to end the bottom of the second. Another throw back to first. And Little is the top base stealing threat on the Blue Sox. Not a unreasonable thing to do to check on him. He has 6. Second most on the team is DJ with 3. 1-0 the count to Elberry. Able to wait that one out, down and in, 2-0. Expos and Americans underway at Morelli Field in the other semifinal. ICL Championship Series will be contested at Morelli regardless. Once again, for the 8th consecutive time. Grounder foul towards the Blue Sox contingent, spilling out of their dugout up the first base line. It is 2-1. Blue Sox with 2 hits, Chiefs with 2 hits to this point. All singles. Runner goes, grounder up the middle, fielded at short by Witkowski on to first for the out. That retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We are through 2.5. Still no score. Eight votes so far in our Who You Got poll, and 5 Chiefs fans think it's going to be, as we just lost the picture again. What am I? Oh, God, I know. What is going on here? It's like, really? What am I missing? Anyways, I'll have to do radio play-by-play for a minute as it's fouled off for strike 1. Sorry, folks. What? No, I know. Like, God. Not what I need, especially in a playoff game. 1-1. Already had the signal drop for a moment, had the extension cord trip, camera on the fritz. Playoff baseball, 2-1. To Nate Witkowski, to be followed by Tyler Ferdinand and Nick Valdario, the 8, 9, and 10 hitters in the Chiefs lineup. Line up the middle and through for a leadoff single for Nate Witkowski. Katrina saying Tim Lynch's bad audio luck last night with had Morelli's rubbing off on me tonight. I'll tell Roz to tell Tim you said that, Katrina. Ball 1 to Tyler Ferdinand. Unfortunately, you missed it during one of our camera blackouts for a moment, but caught the first out of the top of the third with a pop-up and, basically did a reverse somersault to ensure he hauled it in. And he foul tips that sac bunt attempt for strike 1. 3 singles for the Chiefs, 2 singles for the Blue Sox. That's all the hits so far. Ferdinand squares, gets it down in front of the mound. Only play will be to first in time. Sac bunt is successful. Runner in scoring position. So Witkowski to second. The sacrifice goes 1-3. Here is Nick Valdario. Valdario slash 227, 292, 258 on the regular season. Fouls that one off for strike one. 2 doubles, 3 ribbies, 4 walks to 22 strikeouts. 4 of 5 in stolen base attempts. Here, Matty Kerr saying good wheels. So, yeah. Could beat out a little number that you might think will be just an easy out number 2. I'll foul that one straight back, though. Leadoff hitter Juan Parra is on deck, so keeping Valdario off base is paramount here. I sort out the difference between paramount and tantamount, as that is up the middle. This could be trouble. Little's got it. Will hold on to it. Little able to catch up to it and prevent it from going into the outfield, which would have given Witkowski a lane to maybe come home. His runners at the corners, 1 out for Parra. Parra, the ICL batting champion at 468, 549, 571, his slash line. 2 doubles, 2 homers, 13 ribbies, 12 walks, 3 steals. And wow, way outside for ball 1. Doesn't look like anyone's warming just yet for the Blue Sox. It is a scoreless game in the bottom of the third, but the go-ahead run 90 feet away for the Chiefs. Second time they've gotten a runner to third tonight. Runner goes for second. This is ground to the left side and through for a base hit. Here comes Witkowski to give the Chiefs the first run of the ball game, and in motion all the way to third is Valdario. So Parra with the RBI single, 1-0. It's still runners at the corners. And here is Spida, Miles Reed. Ground out to second, his first time up, just like Parra and Juba did on the first. Ground outs to second on loop. Parra goes. This is ground to the right side and through for a base hit. Parra's on his way to third. 2-0 is the throw. Comes in, nearly eats LeBreau alive at third. It is 2-0. The Chiefs will do that a lot. When they've got a righty like Reed up, they'll send the runner at first. Second baseman has to vacate that side to go and cover. And that opens up the right side for an easy base hit. And another RBI. It's 2-0. Runners at the quarters. And now Teddy Juba. Strike one. Runner goes, pitch down and in, and it'll be held on to by Casserly. Not going to take any chances to let Parra sneak in the back door. Second and third, stolen base for Reed. And now Cass going out to have a word with Bangs. Still no one warming yet for the Blue Sox. Desai is coming in to have a word with Casserly in Bangs. So the stolen base by Reed takes the double play out of the equation. I mean, the guys you have 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. I mean, you got to expect that kind of havoc on the bases with how well they can run. And then you got Juba and Caulfield Noon coming up behind them to bring them in. And they've already got 2 home. They are looking for more and trying to take a 1-0 seriously in this best of 3 semifinals. Is Parra at third and Reed at second. Juba takes outside, ball 3. If you let Teddy on, it loads the bases, puts the force at the plate in order, puts the inning-ending double play in order. Yes, you have to deal with Andrew Caulfield, though. It'll be grounded right back to Bangs. Throw to first. Now the throw to home. Safe. 3-0. Well, I guess there are a lot worse outcomes that could have come out of that, right? With Parra's speed at third, it's hard to freeze him if you try to look him back. Great reactions by Parra. It's a 1-3 ground out. RBI for Teddy. Parra scores. Reed is still at second. It's 3-0, and here's Caulfield. It was good. The thing I was going to mention about Caulfield is it's fouled off for strike one. Took a chunk out of Cass in the process. Wait, is it fouled off, right? Was it? Or did Reed get third, or was that fouled off? Yeah, they're calling a foul ball, right? And Reed's at third. Reed must have thought it was, Reed must have thought that Caulfield swung and missed, and that was essentially a passed ball, and he should get to third, and that's what the umpires are conferring about, whether, this is in fact a swing and a miss or a foul ball. If it's a swing and a miss, then Reed is entitled to try and take third. But if it's a foul ball, he's got to go back to second. So the umpire's conversing here. This could be a big situation here because, even with Reed's speed, there's still a massive difference between him being on third and him being on second. Because it's just that much easier for him to score if he's 90 feet away. And Rick DeAngelis trying to make it a point here to the umpires that was a foul ball. And now here comes Anthony Perry coming over. Oh, boy, this is this is not going to end well for somebody, I don't think. Oh, boy. Now, Rick doesn't appear to be too upset. Oh. I feel like the way that ball ricocheted and then nicked Casserly's mask, that should be a foul ball, right? Anyways. So right now we're waiting on the ruling of whether that was a foul ball or a swing and a miss. This is still unfortunately, I don't have, I might have, for a play like this, where my camera is probably the best angle for, replay of that, but obviously can't do VAR here, but, boy, again, it could be all for nothing in the end because it's 2 outs, but, Reed being 90 feet closer in a 3-0 ball game in the third, 1 run can mean all the difference in a playoff game, especially in a short series. Only best of 3 here. The umpires can't ask me for help. They can't look at my video. And now they're going to talk to Anthony Perry, and I think this is going to end up with Reed going back to second, this being a foul ball. If he's doing that, yeah, he's pointing to second, so I think that's what's going to have to happen. So, but and like I said, the umpires can't look at my video. Not that it would be much help from this angle, anyways, and especially not on kind of a small screen. But I am reminded of the first time, an umpire tried to use instant replay to make a home run call was. I think it was like the late 90s or something. I think it was like 98 or 99 in a game at, what was then Pro Player Stadium, after the Marlins fire sale. And there's like a spot where, at that stadium where if you hit it to one side or the other, kind of like, the line in center field above center field at Fenway, depends on, it was just a fair foul situation. But the point is, the umpire couldn't make a proper ruling on whether it was a home run. He asked one of the TV cameramen if he could look at if like they could, show the replay, but that was like the first time they tried to do it, in baseball. That was, years before they actually started implementing it. But right now we're still trying to figure this out. And yeah, Reed is going back to second. In my mind, that is the correct call, because like the way that Caulfield swung and the way the ball ricocheted after his swing and knocked Casterly's mask out of position, that to me says the ball hit his bat. So it's a foul ball, and there's no way Reed should be able to go to third in that situation. So 0-1 is the count. 2 outs, runner at second. It doesn't matter! Into left field for a base hit. Here comes Reed. 4-0. I told you, either with Reed's speed or the fact that there were 2 outs, it might just be an entirely moot point. Reed's speed, the fact there are 2 outs, or even Caulfield's power. He didn't send one over the fence. He does make it 4-0 with an RBI, his second hit of the ball game. Here's Noon. Strike 1. Still no extra base hits in this game, by the way. On the outside corner, strike 2, and the Chiefs dugout nonplussed by that call. I mean, they know the strike zone better than their hitters know the strike zone better than most in this league. Don't draw all these walks for nothing. Slow inside-out grounder to third, but it will roll foul. Means 0-2 to Noon, who walked his first time up. Chiefs drew 101 walks this season, which was actually not as many as I thought they did, and only third in the ICL on a hop to short on to first. And that'll do it, but the Chiefs explode for 4 runs on 5 hits and leave 1. We're through 3 complete, 4-0 Chiefs. Four minutes to vote in our Who You Got poll, folks. We always close it about an hour after the game start time. We start at 8:05. It's 9:01. Forgot I was on the crowd mic. 4 minutes to vote in our poll, folks. Who you got, Blue Sox or Chiefs? Do you think the Chiefs are going to hold on here as we go to the top of the 4th, or the Blue Sox going to come back? Who you got, Blue Sox or Chiefs? 4 more minutes before we stop the count. Right now we got 62% of the votes on Andre. Julian Alvarez, Brian Acosta, and Eric LeBreau due up here on the top of the 4th for the Blue Sox, down 4-0 for a 4-run bottom of the 3rd by the Chiefs. Chiefs now have 6 hits in this game. The Blue Sox have 2. They've had no extra base hits yet. Here's Alvarez, who was the first base runner of the ball game, picking up a single lead off the second. Frasoli delivers, and that is low for ball 1. On the outside corner, 1-1. Just joining us during that second inning, and that Alvarez led off with a single. Josue Feliciano was hit by a pitch, and it didn't look too bad, but definitely sounded worse than the pitch that hit Eric LeBreau as that misses inside for ball 2, 2-1. but Feliciano ended up staying on the base path for that inning. The Blue Sox didn't score, and then he exited the game, subbed out to the extra hitter role in the bottom of the second as Joe Auger took over at first. That's 2-2, and after that inning, some changes made as Auger's back in the extra hitter role. DJ Johnson is now in Sway's spot in the lineup in right field. LeBreau is now at third, and Elberry is now at first. 2-2. Just missed upstairs. Ball 3. Tried to freeze him with a bit of a cutter there. It was just a little too high when across the plate. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 4th, and that is strikeout number 5 for Paul Frisoli. Here is Brian Acosta, laid down a sac bunt his first time up. He was tagged out unassisted by Frisoli, running up the first base line. Breaking ball gets in there for strike 1, 0-1. One more minute to get your votes in, folks, for the Who You Got poll. Blue Sox fans closing the gap on that poll right now. A swing and a miss, strike 2. And I think Paul Frisoli heard me there and dialed up the fastball there to get it by Acosta. The Blue Sox had bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the second, but Frisoli ramped up the fastball past both Salima and Auger for swinging strikeouts to end that threat. 0-2 to Acosta. Waited on, and he fouled it off. Almost placed perfectly. Caulfield was closing towards the line to try and haul it in. Got past him, but in foul territory. 0-2 once again from Frisoli to Acosta. Swing and a miss. It is not a foul ball. Juba will fire to first, and it does not connect. So Acosta is aboard. Strikeout and a wild pitch. And I think the Chiefs looking for a foul ball call here, as Anthony Perry's coming out to ask for a chat, and he's calling in the umpires again. Well, it's basically the same, same debate we had with Caulfield's strike 1. Now, that's going to stand. This is not a foul ball. If it's a foul ball, then, just do it again at 0-2. But in this case, it's a strikeout and a wild pitch. Anthony Perry does not like the call. This was settled a lot more quickly than the foul ball at the bat of Caulfield. I thought that one was a lot more clear-cut, too. The Caulfield at-bat. Well, here is Eric LeBreau, hit by a pitch his first time up. Throw back to first, and Acosta is back safely. Not exactly the best place to slide here, Maplewood, especially if you're trying to get back into first base. You've got kind of like a patchwork carpet job there, the turf over there at first. And the last Expos Blue Sox game of the season, the regular season finale here last week, Morgan Brown was at short, and he got some pretty good rug burns diving for a ground ball. Still waiting for the first pitch to LeBreau here. And here it is. And that is down and away for ball 1. So Acosta strikes out but is able to reach. Wild pitch on Frisoli. Grounder to the left side and through for a base hit. So first and second, 1 out, and welcome to the game, DJ Johnson. LeBreau picks up his first hit of the ball game. And here is DJ taking over in this spot in the batting order for Sway. DJ on the regular season, .310, .404, .470 is slash line with 1 double, 2 homer, 8 RBIs, 7 walks to 7 strikeouts, and 3 steals in as many attempts. Johns against the Chiefs this year in 4 games was 3 for 10 with 3 runs and 2 walks, but no ribbies. Grounder to short, Witkowski to second for 1, on to first! Double play, and the inning is over. 6-4-3 double play ends another Blue Sox threat. We are halfway home. Chiefs up 4-0.
Yo bateo, no te preocupes, yo bateo. Él me dio que yo voy a batear. Tengo que meter de emergente. Cuando necesites un palo, tú sacarla. Es verdad, apúntala ahí. Me tienes de la banca para el bate de una vez.
Try to get the number. New pitcher for the Blue Sox is Eric Lopes. Right-hander made 7 appearances in the regular season, was 0-1 with 1 save at a 4.42 ERA. In 8 innings, allowed, in 12 2/3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 8 runs, all of which were earned, walked 16, struck out 18, hit 3 batters, and surrendered 2 wild pitches. Against the Chiefs, he made 1 appearance going 3 innings, allowing 2 hits and no runs with 4 walks and 4 strikeouts, and that was back on June 15th. Lopes, 4 of his 5 appearances this season were against the Malden Mad Dogs. Actually got his loss and his save in his appearances against the Mad Dogs. Last year in the postseason, Lopes pitched in 2 games and was 1-1 with a 2.10 ERA in 10 innings, allowed 11 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 4, struck out 9, surrendered 1 home run, and even committed a balk. Balk came in the win against the Americans in the loss, 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run against the Expos. Outside for ball 1 to John Batista. Ground into a 6-4-3 double play to end the for the first 2 outs of the bottom of the second. On the outside corner for strike 1, and it is 1-1. Give you the line on Bangs once we run the numbers. Lopes comes set and the pitch. Way outside. 2-1. Three and 1 to Batista. Nope, just missed. Close, but it is ball 4 and a leadoff walk to Batista. Here's Joe Bova. struck out swinging to actually end the bottom of the second. His last time up. He's going to square and pull back in time for ball one, up and away. Strikeout ended up being the only K on the ledger for Steve Bangs. Bangs ends up going 3 innings, allows 6 hits, 4 runs with 1 strikeout and 1 walk. 2 walks. 1 walk rather. I just kind of count Batista's his walk is to Bangs. But anyways, Bangs on the hook right now. Throw to first. It gets away from Elberry and up to second. And now on his way to third is Batista. Infield's going to come in here for the Blue Sox. It's Anthony Perry directing traffic from the third base coach's box. Infield comes in. Runner at third, nobody out. We got 2-0 the count to Bova. 3-0. Nothing coming easy here tonight for the Blue Sox. Nothing has come easy this season for the Blue Sox. Taking down the pipe for strike one. It's been a challenging season to say the least. They've gotten the 3 seed before. They've had to had to concede home field advantage before. Ball 4 inside. But more often than not, it seems, the Blue Sox, literally more often than not, one way or another, they find a way to get it done. But this year has been different. Nate Witkowski steps to the plate. Another walk issued by Lopes. Witkowski led off the third with a single and came around to score the game's first run. Strike one on the outside corner. The last time the Blue Sox did not make the Intercity League Championship Series was the first year I covered the Blue Sox, back in 2006 on CTN with Jim Akimchuk on the wheels of steel, Eddie Basile calling the games as well. Eddie Basile is actually kind of an interesting story. That's one I missed. Eddie, Eddie was, if I remember correctly, he was covering a Blue Sox Reds game for the Watertown Tab. And then Jim offered him a mic, and I started working with Eddie over the every now and then over the course of the next few years. And here's a grounder to third. They'll come home, and they'll put the tag on him. So first and third, 1 out. No run scores here. Damage control indeed for the Blue Sox as Batista's retired. It's been a tough night for Batista. He had that 6-4, the Bergabat 6-4-3 double play. He was frustrated, able to coax the walk out. First and second round, not first and third. My bad. This is a little flare into left field, and Acosta's got it. Actually, good thing it isn't first and third. That would be deep enough to score Bova had he gotten there, but Ferdinand is retired, and now here is Nick Valdario. Ferdinand with a sac bunt his first time up. Now 0 for 1. Here's Valdario. 1 for 1. Single and a run scored. Outside for ball 1. Yeah, Eddie and I would, connect to, LHS games, other LHS, ICL, other, events over the course of the next several years. And, don't remember if you ever, this is flared into right center field, and that will be a diving! Did he get it or did he not? The Blue Sox are all celebrating as if DJ has the catch, but the batters are still the runners are still running, and the umpire has just made the out signal. The Chiefs can't believe DJ came up with that. DJ is still down, though. DJ with a diving catch to make this a scoreless bottom of the fourth, but with already the injury to Sway. Well, he's coming off now. Now, I think he's a little more hobbled now, but DJ sacrificing his body to keep this game within reach, put an end to the inning. But we already had Sway exit after getting plunked. Now DJ, not what you need to see if you're a Blue Sox fan. Putting the team first and, giving yourself up for the cause, great, but I mentioned this last night talking about the number of pitchers the Mad Dogs and Americans used last night. At what price glory? What do we got, Maddie? Nothing? Okay. So it is a ridiculous fly out to right, but what will become of DJ Johnson the rest of the way? The rest of this game, the rest of this series, the rest of this postseason. DJ's with some clutch plays in the field and at the plate this season, and his next turn at bat won't be for a while, but obviously, as you can see who ends up in right field. I believe Fritz is here, so you could maybe, you got options. If you have, John Fritz or Dylan Walsh, Salima's ahead here in the count. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. You could, if you have Walsh here, it's in there for strike. You could put him at third, and then I guess put Eric back in right, or you have Fritz. You can put him in center. Put Alvarez over to right, his usual position, but it's a full count now to Salima. It'll be followed by Auger and Casserly. We've already had one defensive shuffle, and from 3-0 to 3-2, and then a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 up, 1 down here in the 5th. Salima down on strikes for the second time, and strikeout number 6 for Paul Frisoli. Here is Joe Auger. An swing, but he went around, and it is strike 1. He went down on strikes, swinging to end the Blue Sox first rally in the top of the second. They have the bases loaded and 1 out. Auger, then Casserly due up, and if anybody gets on the top of the Blue Sox lineup with Ernie Little, as it is 1-1. That's on the inside corner. 4 strike 2, 1-2. 2-2. Fouled off. There's one thing working in the Blue Sox favor. Especially the second and the fourth. The Blue Sox have been able to drive up for Soli's pitch count. Bats like this that Augur's putting together here can go a long way to maybe finally breaking that wall down, but still looking at 2-2 here with one out. The top of the fifth, the Blue Sox down 4-0. Grounder to short. Witkowski's got it on to first, 2 down. So here is Casserly. Popped up to third, his first time up, which unfortunately we missed that one on camera with the reverse somersault that Ferdinand did to haul that one in after extension cord got tripped, as this is ground to second. Spider-Man on to first. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Sox in the top of the fifth, and a time when they wanted anything but. Go to the bottom of the fifth, still 4-0 Chiefs.
Let's go. We're not done. We're not done.
All right, here we go to the bottom of the fifth, and as the top three hitters in the Chiefs order due up. Parra, Reed, and Juba. Eric Lopes back out there for his second inning of work. Outside for ball one to Parra. 1 for 2 with a ground out to second, an RBI single, and a run scored. A swing and a miss, strike one. Good news for Blue Sox fans. DJ is back out there in right field for the bottom of the fifth. Yeah, sometimes you can get your cage rattled a bit, but it's okay. Popped up, round short and third. One down. LeBreau hauls it in. So Parra is 1 for 3, and here is Miles Reed. Ground out to second in the first. RBI single and a run scored, including a steal as well, in the third. Up and away for ball one. He and Andrew Caulfield in the middle of a what ended up being one of the most pointless challenges, I guess, of all time, for lack of a better term. Arguments in terms of a manager looking to get a ruling reversed. Reed was at second when Caulfield fouled off the first pitch. Grounds this one to third. It's LeBreau. On to first. Oh, it's going to take a lot to get Miles, and that'll be a base hit. Good attempt at the pick by Elberry, but it'll be an infield single for Reed. So Reed is 2 for 3, and here's Juba. 0 for 2, but his ground out, his last time out on the comebacker, brought home Parra for the third Chiefs run. As I was saying, Reed was at second. That foul off by Caulfield. He thought it was a wild pitch or a pass ball, went to third. There was a prolonged delay. Actually, they ruled that it was a foul ball, which I thought was the right call all along, and then didn't matter. Next pitch, Caulfield smashed to first for an RBI single. Wouldn't have mattered whether he was on second or third at that point. And hey, you can't predict the future in that regard. So, even though Caulfield had 39 RBIs, is that what I had? Like, this season, he's an RBI machine, but he's not invincible. Caulfield. Another check on Reed. It's like, doesn't even, it's a ball, doesn't even have the third best average on his own team. Even further down in terms of on-base percentage. Reed bluffs off of first and is outside again. Guys like Parra and Reed and Juba, the reason Caulfield able to rack up almost 40 ribbies in a 25-game season. 3-0. 25-game season. Caulfield actually only played in 24, so that makes the ratio even more impressive. A phrase that has a different meaning in the era of social media, of course. 3-0. Tejuba special. 4-pitch walk. Tejuba special is 0 for 0 with 4 walks. Anyways. Teddy's aboard for the first time tonight, and now here is Caulfield. Hoping to make it 3 for 3 tonight. 2 singles, including the RBI single bringing home Reed for the whole much ado about nothing his last time up. Ball 1. We still have not had an extra base hit in this game. Blue Sox with 3 singles. Chiefs with 7 singles. One and one on the swing and the miss by Caulfield. Reed holds at second. Juba still at first. Infield playing at double play depth here for the Blue Sox. Game 1 of this best of 3 ICL semifinals. Game 2 scheduled for tomorrow night at 8 p.m. first pitch here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network over at LHS. And too far out in front, and that'll be strike 2. We're waiting for an extra base hit. In this park with these lineups, surprise hasn't come yet, but we don't. I need to go back in my book. Do we have an extra base? I did have an extra base in the Blue Sox Expos game last week. I don't know. Are we that tired at this point of the season? You better not be if you want to win a championship. Breaking ball high. 2-2. Noah Jankowski certainly wasn't tired last night with his solo home run. Americans 2-0 lead early on the Mad Dogs in the play-in game last night. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Only the second strikeout tonight for Blue Sox pitching, but they're now 2 down. Americans, as I was saying, are up 2-0 early in that game. Mad Dogs took the lead 4-2, then 4-3 after Costigan launched a solo home run. And the Americans tied it in the bottom of the 7th. Mad Dogs reclaimed the lead in the 8th, and the Americans walked it off in the bottom of the 8th. They are facing the Sabertooth Expos at Morelli. Three 0 Expos in the bottom of the 6th of that game. Two 2-0 to Ryan Noon, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to short. Thanks to Razio Azzarello for that update. Game 2 of that series also going to be at Morelli, also at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. That's low for ball 3, 3-0. Forecast is not favorable, however. And again, it wasn't favorable today either, at least as of last night. That's down the pipe for strike 1. There was rain. Obviously, you'll have a better odds of getting it played here than at a turf field than Morelli with a grass field. This is fouled off. Full count, 2 outs. So, gentlemen, start your engines. Reed at second, Jube at first. Payoff pitch to Ryan Noon. Here it is. Reach for and fouled off. We'll do it again. John Batista due up next. Been victimized by a couple of tough luck plays tonight. I'm sure he'd like to get a chance with the bases loaded, or at least a couple runners on, but that will not happen here as Ryan Noon takes strike 3 on the inside corner. The side is retired. We're through 5 complete, still 4-0 Chiefs.
Hey. Work.
Top three hitters in the Blue Sox order are due up here in the top of the sixth. Little, Desai, and Elberry. Blue Sox need to rally down their final 6 outs of game 1 here. It's just a best of 3 semifinals. Game 2 scheduled for tomorrow night, weather permitting, at LHS. Little takes on the outside corner. Strike 1. Little is 1 for 2, ground out to second in the first and singled in the third. Down the first baseline, that is a fair ball. It's going into the corner. Little is on his way to second, and he's got the first extra base hit of the night for either team. He's in fact going to get to third. Oh no, they are going to send him back to second. They'll freeze it as the ball rolled into the corner there where a lot of stuff can get lost. It'll just be an automatic double for Little. But a runner in scoring position. First extra base hit of the night for either team. Parra giving chase into the corner and got the call to freeze the play. And Little is 2 for 3. Here is Desai. 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking and a strikeout swinging. Takes high. 4-1 for Soli. His season high in innings pitched is 5 2/3. Here he is with 5 under his belt so far, allowing the first extra base hit of the night. And that'll be taken for strike 1. To this point, no runs, 6 Ks, and just 3 singles with 2 hit by pitch, a wild pitch, and no walks. 4 hits, actually, when you count that double. My mistake. 3 hits, all singles before that. 7 strikeouts now that I think about it with Acosta. Just missed outside, 2 and 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7, including the strikeout that Acosta ended up reaching on after got away from Teddy. 3 and 2. Remember, 1 swing of the bat isn't going to tie it right now. Desai gets on. The tying run is still right now in the dugout for the Blue Sox. 3-2. Fouled off. All of the scoring in this game done in the bottom of the third. The Chiefs getting 4 runs on 5 hits. And that was enough to chase Steve Bangs after 3 innings. The Chiefs have threatened in other innings, but haven't cashed in any other time. Fouled to the left the other way, and that'll just drop. Waiting for a signal from the umpire, and the ball went behind the Chiefs dugout towards foul territory, and the third base umpire was probably going to have to be the one to make the call. Lost him, too. So we'll do it again at 3 and 2 with Little at second. Desai hoping to get off the schneid here. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks for Soli comes set. And the pitch. Up the middle and down for a base hit. Little will be held at third. Just reading that one to make sure it wouldn't hang up too long enough for Valdario to make a catch, so he's not going to come home there regardless. But he gets to third. So it's Little at third, Desai at first, and here is Elberry. Fly out to center in the first and ground out to short his last time up to end the top of the third. Where he started the game at third the third base is now in at first defensively. Ball 1. Surely the Chiefs will take a ground ball double play and trade the run for 2 outs. Up 4 right now, the top of the 6th. There's a strike 1-1. Elberry right now like to Ranch one off the U-Haul building. Hill in that direction in a game, I think it was against the Expos. Didn't come close to hitting it, though. Fouled the other way, and the count will be 1-2. Little at third, Desai at first. Good speed on the bases. 1-2 to Elberry with Julian Alvarez due up next. Able to wait it out, and it goes outside. 2-2 with a rainbow-like bat. You know, Frisoli's not throwing a screwball, so you expect that to come back closer towards the plate, but it stayed outside. 2-2. Elberry into deep right field. Back goes Parra over towards right center. Makes the catch, does Valdario. And it's enough for a sac fly. And an RBI. I'll trade the run for the out. Chiefs not too worried about that one, I would say. Keeps the tying run in the on-deck circle at this point. Here is Jules as Elberry picks up the sac fly and a little scores. RBI for Elberry. Alvarez will have to wait for his first pitch as a check on Desai. He's back safely. Alvarez 1 for 2. Single in the second, strikeout swinging in the fourth. Blue Sox finally on the board. It is 4-1. That is in the dirt. Goes over towards the Chiefs dugout on the wild pitch. Desai into scoring position. So Desai into scoring position. 1-0 the count to Alvarez. Looks at second, does for Sully. Comes home with it. Foul the other way, 1-1. A little too late there. Otherwise, he's got a lot of room to bring home Desai. Or a double there into the corner. Basically, would have been the same spot. Little hit his. 1-1. Grounder to the left side. It's booted at short, and everybody's safe. Oh, man, we've had some fine infield defense tonight, but an uncharacteristic boot there at short by Nate Witkowski. It's an E6. Alvarez reaches. It is now runners at the corners with one out, and the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Brian Acosta. Acosta is 0 for 1. Laid down a sac bunt in the second, and then reached on a wild pitch on a swinging third strike in the fourth. Third baseman Ferdinand is in. Acosta too far out in front of that one for strike one. One of the best looking swings from him all year, but a little too quick. Wind's blowing, wind's not too terribly strong, but it has been blowing out a little bit here this inning. Grounder to short, chance for redemption to second for one. On to first, safe! So the inning continues. The Blue Sox pick up another run. Alvarez is retired 6-4. Acosta reaches on the fielder's choice. RBI brings home Desai from third. And now it's Eric LeBreau. 2 outs. LeBreau swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. Can't knock the hustle by Ferdinand, but it is strike one. In the bottom of the sixth, the Chiefs will have Batista, Bova, and Witkowski due up. So we're through 5 2/3 at this point, and Frisoli has matched his season high. for innings pitched in the game. LeBreau takes strike 2, 0-2. LeBreau represents the tying run. DJ Johnson in the on-deck circle. Runner goes. It is popped up on the infield for Solis. Got it for the out. That retires the side. So the Blue Sox pick up their first 2 runs of the game, including the first extra base hit for either side. When we go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Chiefs still have the lead, it is 4-2.
Hi, Sam.
There you go.
Eric Lopes back out there for his 3rd inning of work. Able to stem the tide after the Chiefs scored 4 in the bottom of the 3rd. And he had faced a couple of jams his first 2 innings. Like an easy inning to get the Blue Sox bats ready again in the top of the 7th to try and prolong this game. First, John Batista. As I was saying in the bottom of the 5th, he's been the victim of a couple of tough luck plays tonight. As that's a ball, 1-0. With first and second, nobody out in the 2nd, he hit into a broken bat 6-4-3 ground ball double play. He was the first batter to face Lopes. Drew a walk off of him, so that's down away 2-0. And then got to 3rd. After Lopes committed an error trying to pick him off. Got from 1st to 3rd on that play. And he hits this one into center field. Alvarez. 1 down. Like I say, hit it right on the screws, but right to Alvarez. So there's another tough luck play. And then, so Batista gets to 3rd on the error on the pickoff attempt. But then with the bases loaded and nobody out in the take it back. 1st and 3rd, and nobody out in the 4th. Witkowski is the fielder's choice that where Batista's tagged out 5-2, and the Chiefs don't get anything that inning. Almost hit Joe Bova for ball 1. So now Batista is 0 for 2 with that walk and the double play and the fly out to center. Bova 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Again coming inside, and it is 2-0. Blue Sox have the only extra base hit of the night so far. Chiefs did all their scoring in the 3rd. 4 runs then. Blue Sox picking up 2 in the top half of this 6th inning after being silenced at that point by Chiefs starter Paul Frisoles. Has a new season high for innings in the game with 6. Foul tipped in the mitt. 2-2. Frisoles only got 1 inning on July 17th against the Blue Sox. That was his first appearance of the season. Then 2 against the Mad Dogs on the 24th. And 3 days later, 5 2/3 against the Expos. And a loss Strike three. 2 up, 2 down. Eric Lopes. Well, he did allude to his command issues during the regular season. And, you know, he walked the first 2 guys he faced. Had that error trying to pick off Batista, but he's been golden through 2 2/3 scoreless relief with 3 walks and 1 hit allowed. Now 3 strikeouts. He is behind Witkowski, 1-0. Witkowski is 1 for 2. Single and a run scored in the third. Reach on fielder's choice, the fielder's choice that where Batista was tagged out 5-2 in the fourth. 1-0 the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. That's in there, 4 strike 1 to even the count. In the top of the 7th, when it will be the Blue Sox down their final 3 outs, it'll be Johnson, Salima, and Auger due up. Curveball gets to the upper inside corner for strike 2, 1-2. And I know that DJ, you know, he likes to swing for the fences, try to be a hero, but you know, he can, 1-2, and he plunks him in the small of the back. So a base runner for the Chiefs. Lopes unable to get a 1-2-3 inning, getting Witkowski down to his final strike, and here's Ferdinand. Sack bunt in the third, fly out to left in the fourth, 0 for 1. Any chance, if you're the Chiefs, they try to run here? I mean, it was Witkowski getting on with the leadoff single in the third. It started, you know, the carousel, basically, the hit-and-run carousel that led to their 4 runs. Fouled off 1-1. I mean, the Blue Sox only got 1. If it was 4-1 or 4-0, or if the lead was larger than it was right now, I think the Chiefs do try and get some hit and run going to try and, you know, really, you know, smother the Blue Sox here. But right now, you're going to see them play station to station and try and get an insurance run. But as 1-2, as Ferdinand fouls off that one as well. I was going to say about Johnson. Well, I was going to say about Johnson when he comes up to the bat next half inning. Curveball outside. Well, maybe I can tell him that. I know that, you know, DJ likes to, you know, swing with everything he has behind him. You know. But, you know, he contributes value to the team in other ways. Like we saw his, you know, nearly sacrificing himself to make that catch to prevent the Chiefs from adding on to their lead in the fourth. As that's low for ball 3, and Witkowski will be off of the next pitch. But, you know, he's got the defense, and you know, he's you know, he could be a pest on the bases too. You know, try to induce a balk, try and, you know, get under the pitcher's skin. See what he does leading off the top of the 7th. But right now, the 3-2, runner goes. Ball 4. Lopes can't believe it. It was outside. Says the home plate umpire. The Blue Sox are asking for an appeal on the swing, but to no avail. So from having 2 strikes on Witkowski to plunking him and then walking Ferdinand on a close 3-2 pitch. And here is Valdario. Again, nothing comes easy this season for the Blue Sox. Valdario pops it up. Who's got it? Little. Side retired. Little would be due up 5th, by the way, if the Blue Sox can get a rally going here down to their final 3 outs and down 2 runs, 4-2 in Game 1 of the Intercity League semifinals. By the way, it is a final over at Morelli, and the final score is 7-0 Expos. So the Expos take a 1-0 lead in that best of 3 series. So the Expo. Again, reading the update on the crowd mic, but 7-0 Expos, the final in that game, and Paul Frasoli is going to start the 7th, try to finish what he started here. DJ Johnson will lead things off. Grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in his first at-bat in this slot that was occupied by Josue Feliciano to start the game. Left the game after getting plunked by a pitch back in the 2nd. Frasoli in this inning here. Try and see if... Oh, DJ stumbles out of the box, but he was going to be thrown out anyways on that grounder to 2nd. 1 up, 1 down. Not a bad idea to try and spike one there, see if DJ will chase. No one that wants to be the hero, but you can't be a hero with one swing of the bat leading off the top of the 7th in a 2-run game. He was able to hold up, but is retired there, so he's 0 for 2. And now, gonna have a pinch hitter for the Blue Sox. It's not going to be Andrew Salima. It is going to be Aiden Driscoll. And he grounds this one the other way, charged by Witkowski. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 7th. So Joe Auger, last hope for the Blue Sox here in Game 1 of the Intercity League semifinals. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to short. Fouls off the first one for strike 1. Frasoli, previous season high for innings pitched in a game was 5 2/3. At 6 2/3 and looking to make it a lucky number 7 with 1 more out as Auger takes ball 1. 1-1 with Pat Casserly due up next, as that's upstairs 2-1. Clamped down, and now he's got strike 2 on the inside corner, and the Blue Sox down to their final strike. So he's gone 6 2/3. He's allowed just 4 hits. A swing and a miss, strike 3, and the ball game is over. The Andre Chiefs take Game 1 of this best of 3 Intercity League semifinals in a game that took 1 hour and 57 minutes. The win goes to Paul Frasoli in the complete game effort. The loss goes to Steve Bangs. Blue Sox get 2 runs on 5 hits, not 4 rather, 5 hits, 1 error, and they leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rather. Leave 7. The Chiefs get 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits, 1 error, and they leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Paul Frasoli, our player of the game with a complete game win, strikes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Blue Sox batters, allows just 2 runs, and those runs only come in the 6th inning. Just every hit in this game, apart from Little's double, was a single. So Paul Frasoli with a complete game win. Miles Reed goes 2 for 3 with an RBI, a run scored, and a stolen base. Andrew Caulfield 2 for 3 with an RBI single. The 4-run third was all it took for the Chiefs to get Game 1 of the semifinals. Game 2 tomorrow night over at LHS, weather permitting, 8 o'clock first pitch. Well, the Blue Sox have been here before. They were here last year, in fact, losing Game 1 against the Melrose Americans. Came back to win that, but not an easy game in that series. Rick DeAngelis has faced adversity. Rick DeAngelis and his club have faced adversity before. They wouldn't, be approaching 30 years in operation if they couldn't. But can they come back and tie the series in Game 2 at LHS tomorrow night, or whenever it ends up being, depending on the weather, and force a Game 3 back here at Maplewood? We'll find out. So thanks for watching this presentation of Lexington Blue Sox baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. Don't forget to follow and support the Blue Sox in the Intercity League by subscribing to this here YouTube channel and visiting the Intercity League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as the Blue Sox. IntercityLeagueBaseball.com is the website for the ICL. Again, tomorrow night, first pitch, 8 o'clock for Game 2 of this semifinals. Once again, the final score from Maplewood Park at Malden Catholic High School, Malden, Mass. It is the Andre Chiefs 4 and the Lexington Blue Sox 2. The Andre Chiefs take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 Intercity League semifinals. For all my rowdy friends here at Malden Catholic, my name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Caitlin.